everyone, and welcome to today's video of ZK Studies, where we are going to be taking a look at a balanced diet. So first of all, what even is a balanced diet? Now, a balanced diet is a diet which includes all of the food groups in the correct proportions. And these are the food groups that we are going to be taking a look at. We've got carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, 3 main vitamins we have to look at, 2 minerals, and then water and fiber. So let's get started. First of all, we have carbohydrates, which are macromolecules, or big food molecules. And the role of carbohydrates is to provide a source of energy. Carbohydrates can be simple or complex, but they are found in foods such as rice, bread, potatoes, etc. If people do not consume enough carbohydrates, they might be prone to developing a condition known as marasmus. And this is quite commonly seen in lower income countries where people aren't meeting their nutritional requirements. Okay, so next we have lipids. Some people might be curious as to whether there's a difference between fats and lipids, so let me just go ahead and explain that briefly. So lipids is given to the broad umbrella term of both fats and oils. So fats are solid lipids, whilst oils are liquid lipids. So for example, if I had butter, that would be a fat. If I had olive oil, it would be an oil. But both butter and olive oil fall under the category of being a lipid. Now, what's the function of lipids in our body? Lipids provide a store of energy. They're also great for insulation. And as I said earlier, can be found in foods such as butter, olive oil, cheeses, etc. Another really good function of lipids is that it helps with our cell membranes. So our cell membranes are a phospholipid bilayer, and it's kind of in the name that they contain lipids too. Our next macromolecule are proteins. So proteins help with growth and repair. So growth involves an increase in cell number, whilst repair refers to replacing damaged cells. Proteins can be found in meat, eggs, legumes, and more. If people do not meet their energy requirements for protein, they are prone to developing a condition known as kwashiorkor, and once again, this is really prevalent in lower income countries. And it's characterized by a lot of edema or swelling of the belly. Okay, so let's move on to vitamins. First of all, some people might want to know the difference between vitamins and minerals, but essentially, vitamins are organic, whilst minerals are inorganic. But I don't think you need to know this in particular for the GCSE. So firstly, vitamin A. Now, one of the main functions of vitamin A is promoting healthy vision. also supports immune function, and helps us have healthy skin and hair. If a person has vitamin A deficiency or hypovitaminosis A, they can be prone to developing night blindness. And sources of vitamin A include foods like apples, carrots, broccoli. Moving on to vitamin C, this is really important for maintaining soft tissues. Promoting immune function, and collagen production. So if people do not meet their requirements for vitamin C, they might develop scurvy. And this was really common in a lot of sailors because they weren't consuming foods which had vitamin C. For example, a lot of citrus fruits, such as oranges or lemons, or even things like strawberries. We've also got vitamin D, and what this does is it helps us absorb minerals such as calcium and phosphorus in the body. Sources of vitamin D include oily fish and margarine. And what can happen if people don't consume enough of vitamin D is that they might develop rickets, in which the bones are slightly bent because they're not strong. They don't have enough calcium to help promote healthy bones. So this is quite a good segue into our mineral section of the balanced diet. And let's talk about calcium because it links to vitamin D. So as stated earlier, calcium helps with healthy bones and teeth. It also plays a role in muscle contractions. If people do not meet their requirements for calcium, they could develop osteoporosis, in which the bones of the body become really brittle. And of course, sources of calcium include milk, leafy greens, cheeses, and more. Now, iron is another mineral that we have to know, and it helps with hemoglobin production. And hemoglobin helps bind to oxygen so that it can be transported around the body in red blood cells. Sources of iron include red meat, spinach, and legumes. Now let's focus on water and fiber. Water is very important for a couple of reasons. It's involved in homeostasis and helps us maintain an internal body temperature. Water makes up our cell cytoplasm. And water also helps cushion joints. It can be found in drinks or beverages, as well as fruits and vegetables. With lots of water in them. A good example would be watermelon. Finally, with fiber. Fiber provides bulk. It aids in the process of peristalsis. Which are a series of rhythmic contractions of smooth muscles which help food move through the digestive tract. Also prevents constipation and diarrhea. Hopefully I've spelt that right. And sources of fiber include oats, nuts, and berries. Okay, so there you have it. These are the main food groups involved in a balanced diet. I've walked you through the sources of each of these food groups and their function in the body.